Story time. Story time. Story time. Story time. We're here to tell you stories.
What's going on? Welcome to Story Time. This is the weekly series where I or Maxwell just tell you a story and it has a moral or a value in it, or sometimes it doesn't. But today's story is about not delaying, not procrastinating. So, when I was in high school, my last year of high school, I got a vehicle. I loved my vehicle. It was a two-door Hyundai S Coupe. Awesome. I wish I had it now because it was great. And there was this particular week where I needed to pump gas, and I knew that um, I needed to pump gas before the next day. So let's just say it was Thursday. On Friday, I would need to pump gas. I decided to say to myself, nah, I'm not going to do it. So there were two routes that I used to take to school. It was the highway and like the residential way. And so when I wouldn't take the highway, I would pass not one, not two, but how many? How many fingers am I throwing up? How many is that? Three gas stations. And these three gas stations that I had passed, I said to myself, I got this. I'm going to be okay. So I did. I ended up making it home, and I said, I'm going to pump gas in the morning. I'm going to wake up an hour before just so I can get ready and get to the gas station. Okay. So I wake up hour before, I get ready. All right. So I can't take the highway because my gas is like, where that E is. It's like this is the E. It's like right here. So I ain't taking the highway just to be stuck on the highway with money in my pocket. Doesn't make any sense. So I take the residential way and I pass. So with I'd say the second or the first neighborhood that I would get to is a bad neighborhood. I didn't live in a bad my parents' house wasn't in a bad neighborhood, but there would be other neighborhoods not too far away from us that would be bad neighborhoods. And bad as in like sometimes there would be crime, but other times it would just be like substance abuse individuals, guys that were addicted to drugs or that had alcohol problems. And so the gas station that was the closest to me was in one of those neighborhoods. I had an ATM card. Why does this matter? Because when you have an ATM card, you can't pay for gas at the pump. You have to go and get cash at an ATM. All right. So I had an ATM card, so I had to go inside the gas station. And this is all because of procrastination. So I get in the gas station, and there's one guy in line. And you're probably wondering, like, okay, where are you going with this? Well, the person in front of me, I already knew that they were some type of substance abuse or alcoholism. How do I know that? So the neighborhood, the city that I grew up in, the individuals that would be suffering from substance abuse or alcoholism, if they were white guys, they would have a mullet. Now you're probably like, what's a mullet, Ochanda? A mullet is where either the sides are shaved or it's slicked back, and then like there's very little hair, not like balding, but like they cut their hair on the top and then they leave the back to grow. That's a mullet. And so you probably are wondering like, well, my uncle has a mullet and like he's not suffering from substance abuse. Maybe he just didn't tell you. Huh? Maybe you just don't know. Maybe you just don't want to accept the truth. So, so I already knew that I'm about to be in line for a really long time. And why am I in line for a long time? Well, it's 7:30 in the morning, and they're selling beer at this gas station, which was common in my city at that time. And this guy wanted to buy malt liquor, two malt liquor bottles. Now you're probably like, "What's malt liquor?" Death. Death is malt liquor. Don't don't get confused about it. Death is malt liquor. So this guy wants to buy two malt liquors, let's say a little over $5, but he wants to pay for it all in pennies. And as a cashier, you're supposed to count every single penny. A penny, for those that are outside the United States, is 1 cent. So 1 cent. So 2 pennies is 2 cents. 3 pennies, you get it. And you got to get to $5. She had to count that. And I had the money to like help pay for this guy, but no, I'm not paying for your enjoyment and supporting whatever it is that you're doing. No, get out of here. But needless to say, I was late for school because I thought to myself that if I procrastinated and left the objective, which was pumping gas for the next morning, that I would be okay. Don't do that. The message here is don't procrastinate. Whatever it is that you want to get done, that you have to get done, go ahead and do that. Do that right away, because you never know. Just like on how you never know like what's about to happen to you later in the day. How are you going to tell yourself what's going to happen tomorrow, the next day, next week, next month? Do it now. Remember, for those that are a little, that got some experience in their life, remember those commercials? Why are you sitting on the couch, man? Huh? Why are you sitting on the couch? You're not doing anything anyways. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. And that's what I take from this. So do it now. As a matter of fact, what I've learned from that situation is, one, I try not to ever let my gas get to like that E, and then I try to do things as fast as possible. This is Story Time with Ochanda. See you next week.
Story time. Story time. Story time. Story time. We're here to tell you stories.